seen pictures on TV of these big storms on the ocean where the big waves wash in and these ships go like this all over. Do you remember
You've
seeing
seen those, Lauren? Yeah.
Well, I went through a lot of that. And sometimes, like I was telling him, sometimes you'd go for days and that whole ocean, as far as you could see, would be as flat and shiny as that rug is out there. Just, there's not a ripple in it or anything. Once in a while we'd see a, what do you call them, porpoises?
Yeah, dolphins and porpoises.
Dolphins and porpoises that swim along, and they'd get tired of swimming, so they'd get up on the bow of the ship like this and lay across the front of the, and let the ship push them along.
Oh, like they were surfing or something.
Yeah, and then you would be looking at that, and then here'd become a big school of flying fish out of the water. I mean, fish that were as long as that horse up there. 4, 5, 6 feet long fish. Come flying out of the water and fly for a little ways and back down in the water.
Cool.
We've seen a lot of that. And well, anyway, this typhoon we was anchored at the island of Okinawa. If you've heard any stories on television or in school about wars, Okinawa is a very prominent place in the world during wartime. And we were there, and the word came that you got to get out to sea because there's a big typhoon coming in. So we pulled anchor and got out to sea as far as we could before we got into it. And we spent 6 days in this big typhoon where the waves would be 10 times as high as this building. Over 300 feet high. They'd come in like this and fly. Our ship would be sitting right up here on top. And then a minute later we'd be right down to the bottom of it. The waves would go like this and we'd be right down at the bottom of it. The ship would roll clear over, but you couldn't sink it. But it was pretty rough going.
Yeah. So tell her about
Well, anyway,
the boy on the third bunk.
I had one good friend. The bunks were down below decks, and they were just about 2 feet wide and about 6 feet long.
Lauren, listen.
And they were positioned like this together, and there was about a space about that wide between the two bunks where they would come together, and they were 3 high. Well, when I went aboard ship, I was kind of I don't know if I was in line or what, but I had my choice, so I took the bottom bunk, so I didn't have to climb up to get on my bunk. Oh, this friend of mine was a big fat guy, young guy, but he was big and fat and a heavy guy. And every time the ship would pull anchor to go somewhere, he'd get seasick. I never was seasick. Through all the storms and everything, the rough seas and smooth seas and everything, I never was seasick. But he was seasick every time the ship would move a little bit. He'd get seasick. Well, I was laying there in my bunk one night, and all of a sudden it just started raining down. And this guy had climbed up on his bunk, up on the top, on the third bunk up. And he'd rolled over, and the ship was underway, and the seas were rough. And he started puking. And he puked in that little space that was between the bunks. He'd just roll over and puke in that little space, and it had run down, and it filled all these bunks, including mine, that was down below him. So I had to jump out of bed and pull all my bedding off and send it to the laundry, and It was a real mess.
Can you imagine having a big fat kid puking on your bed in the middle of the night?
Oh, it was a mess.
That's great.
There was a lot of great experiences.
Yeah.